that the job that I'm working on right now is always my favourite. But then I do look back with great fondness. I've been so fortunate that every job I've had over the last, well, what is it, 35, probably nearly 40 years. Yeah, timey-wimey, hey? I just love everything I do, but I suppose particular favourites, I love doing Dennis the Menace. It was a fabulous team of people. There were 5 of us doing all the voices, and it's hard work, mind you.
Because that voice, it's like to do that all day, shouting into the microphone is quite difficult.
I'm getting chills, Sophie. Chills just from that.
And then there's, yeah, it was just such a laugh. It was brilliant working with Rob Rackstraw, who, I mean, he provided the voice for the original Muck, the digger in Bob the Builder. I did the US version, but it was Rob who's really like... And then Bob Golding, who's a fabulous actor, and I don't know whether he'll ever do his Morecambe and Wise show again, but he's a fabulous actor and very, very funny man. And then there's Jo Wyatt, who played Walter the Softie, who's a very good friend of mine. She's now relocated to LA and does voiceovers there. And then Teresa Gallagher, who is just, again, a wonderful friend and just brilliant at what she does. So, you know, working on that was brilliant. And then there was, well, Trifu Tom was also fabulous. First series, of course, was David Tennant playing my sidekick. Yeah, Trifu Tom was great because when I read the script, I thought, what the what? You know, it was like, I don't, what, a butterfly? Like, dressed like a cowboy? What's this, you know? And then it was a brilliant premise because the guy who came up with the idea, Dan Bays, he always wanted to make a difference some way with what he was doing. And he had read in an article about dyspraxia in children, and he thought, there must be something that we can do for dyspraxic children. And he came up with this idea of an animation where the lead character would do moves which were based on, you know, scientific research that's been done for dyspraxic people, doing all sorts of cross-lateral moves, as they're called, you know, across the body and crawling and things like that, but incorporated into this fun thing. So, and then another thing, of course, is the kind of, we're very sedentary at the moment, aren't we? I mean, not just at the moment, but in our lives.
We could do an audio promenade if you want, so we can come down the stage.
We weren't designed to sort of sit for long periods of time, which we all do now. So it was also to get children up off the sofa and to do sort of interaction with them. So yeah, brilliant idea. I loved that. And then I was lucky enough to be cast as Tom, and it was quite funny because my agent said to me about the fee. You know, they discussed the fee and everything, and they said, now there's somebody very famous who's going to be in it with you. We can't tell you who that is. They won't say who it is yet. But anyway, so we need to, we can't charge as much as that person. Anyway, it turned out to be David Tennant, and I was absolutely delighted because I hadn't worked with him since we did the Big Finish Cold It. So that was great.
And continuing obviously with the notion of you being the Renaissance woman of the 21st century, you know, you've edited Doctor Who magazine, guest edited that. You're also involved with writing as well. There's a new special book that's coming out in the very near future, I believe.
Yes, it's very exciting. And if you haven't heard already this morning, it was literally launched, well, Amazon jumped the gun last night. Naughty Amazon.
Isn't it enough that they're actually using this as a sort of a template for Amazon Prime, really?
Yes, exactly.
Jeff Bezos, have words.
But anyway, no, I'm delighted. And it was launched at 10:30 this morning. That the book is coming out. It's called At Childhood's End. ACE. Get it?
I think that deserves a round of applause. Just ACE. Absolutely.
And I'm super excited about it. If you go on my Twitter feed and on Facebook, you can see the cover of the jacket, which I am so pleased with. And the back cover I'm even more pleased with, but it hasn't been okayed by all the people that be yet, so we can't reveal that to you quite yet. But I am absolutely delighted, and I'm doing it in collaboration with a wonderful Mike Tucker, who you'll know from who did visual effects on most of our Sylvester and my shows, and who I co-wrote the Ace book with many years ago, and Steve Cole as well, who's with BBC Books, who he was responsible for all the short trips. So it's great working with them. It's absolutely wonderful. It's a great collaboration, and I can't tell you much about the story, but it references Ace and her journey with the Doctor, and it gives even more of an explanation of why she was blown up to Ice World in a time storm.
It can happen. You're wandering along the streets of Great Yarmouth. Poof! There you are. God.
Exactly. Yeah. Be careful, folks.
Doctor, obviously you were able to travel anywhere in time and space. So if you, as Sylvester, could travel anywhere in time and space, where and when would you go and why?
Oh, right. Yes, where and when and where would I go? Right. Well, I'd quite like to go back to, the beginning of 2,000 years ago, when there was a young man called Jesus who was a carpenter. I'd like to know the real truth of that, really. I mean, I'm a devout atheist, so I know what I hope for. But that's what I would like to do. Although I do love travelling, last year I did travel. I got on a train from London to Hanoi and went through, Paris, Moscow, all the way through Siberia, and I'm not very good at understanding the internet thing, but I used to put out little blogs for my sons and for my agent, not knowing that everyone in the world could look at them. That's how stupid I am. And then, so what happened is I got into Siberia, and we stopped at this Novibrisky city in Siberia, and there, on the platform, were Daleks. And I was completely flummoxed. I thought, I did Daleks. And it turns out that, of course, they've been watching me on the thing, and they were up there, and they, whatever it is, and they knew I was coming. And then I realised, of course, I'm in Siberia. We're best to send Daleks to Siberia. So it seemed a good place for them to be. But what was really exciting was, I went through to Mongolia, into China, and then China into Hanoi and Vietnam. And after I left Hanoi to Bangkok, I got a message saying, "Oh, we hear you're in Hanoi. Come and visit us in our cafe. It's the TARDIS Cafe. There's got a TARDIS Cafe in Hanoi." I wish I'd known. I would have gone. It'd been wonderful. But I mean, the Doctor Who's amazing. It's like everywhere. You keep bumping into him.
Trumpet Paul! There's a seat down there for you. Go and sit. Bless him. Aww. Bless him. He's honestly, he was so nervous back there. I'm like, dude, you played that song like
Just a little change. Small to say the least. All the little scared. Neither one prepared. Beauty and the Beast.
So here goes. Oh, steering wheel. Oh, steering wheel. I really need
And now I'll pass you over to the incompetent hands of my unglamorous assistant.
What did you say?
I'm dead now.
You're dead now?
Yeah.
Right! Okay! Actually, you know what? We'll make it special! This is what will happen! The flamboyant potato Lilo is going here. And I wanted to go around the room. Ethan, you are going here. I want him to go around the room. And I want them to meet in the middle. Do you think you can do that? Well, I'm not going to lie, my faith is pretty limited. But at this time, I will ask if perhaps the DJ could put on some music. I don't care if it's appropriate or not. Perhaps anything other than the weird sort of soulless techno that's been being played the whole time, or anything that fucking Pat Sharp did last night. So, right, here comes the Lilo. Hey. I'm not gonna lie. See what they're doing to that? Get ready, kid. Hold that. You ready? Okay. I'm not going to lie about something with a beat. Also, the Lilo's already in the middle. All right. Fuck it. Then you're going to go that way, and we'll bring the Lilo back in a minute. Are you ready?
Take the camera.
Are you ready? Are you ready? It doesn't matter!
Are we ready?
Ten-year-old boy in a lot of danger. Group of people caring for him. Not a single one of you is trustworthy. None of you would pass a police check. None of you. None of you. Oh my God! Has he made it?